Hey, I'm Trent Knott with Who Dare Go There, opening your own business. And a lot of people ask us, they want to see our businesses. So we're going to take a run through Miss Lucille's, our first business that we started. This is my beautiful bride who started this out with me 12 years ago. And we're going to go through some financial stuff and what we're doing and what's coming up on the board as well. But when you walk into Miss Lucille's, this is the first entry that you'll see. When we say that we operate a family business, we operate a family business. All of our family is involved, not only my wife, and she's picking up all my pieces all the time, but my daughter and my son as well. We'll be talking to Lucy in another part of this section as well. But Dana, let's talk about the kettle corn business. How did the kettle corn business get started?
So we bought a kettle corn machine to raise money for high school athletics. And our son was like, can I use this to go to movies in the park? And then it continued on to where he went to the farmer's market to make money. He ended up doing that all the way through high school and through college, and helped him pay for his college and save some money. So then we decided to put it in Miss Lucille's, and now it's a signature piece at Miss Lucille's. And we also use it in our other businesses as well. We use it in Dock 17 for a signature drink that we have. So we're just walking along and we run into our very first staple at Miss Lucille's. She happens to share our last name. She is Lynn Knott, and we are Trent and Dana Knott. We are not kin, but I claim her as a sister.
So one of the things that Miss Lynn did for us when we first opened up, she knew everything that came into our building. So when people asked, where can I find a bowl? She knew exactly where it was. But Miss Lynn, what was another one of your jobs that all the kids would run up to you for?
I handed out free samples of popcorn.
And how many kids did you meet and got to know and then come running up to you?
Hundreds. Even when I was in the grocery store.
She was here for how many years?
Many years. I'm not sure.
She started in 2012. And
when was
well, it was before COVID.
Yeah, just before COVID.
Yeah. She was here eight years. Yeah.
So this is one of our star employees, and we just happened to be coming through the store, and we wanted to introduce her because she was a staple to Miss Lucille.
Nice
Still
to
is.
meet you.
When we first opened up Miss Lucille's 12 years ago, we came in and we had this wide open space, and I told Dana, I said, Dana, why don't we open up a flea market in here? It'll kind of run itself. And Dana said,
I said, well, the only way we'll do it is if we have wide aisles, it's very clean and very structured, and we play really fun music. And so we went all over the Southeast looking at all different types of places, and we would take little bits from each place and put it together, and that's how Miss Lucille's came about.
So when we started, we got a loan for $100,000. And that was to include everything. When we started building it out, we built out some booths so that we could invite people in to see what we wanted to do. We had a booth where we just threw in junk. We had another booth that was okay, and then a booth like we wanted. And so our goal was, when we first opened, to have 50 booths. Well, the first day that we opened, we had 77, and people kept coming in. And what happened at the first day that we were open? Do you remember the first day we were open?
Besides my cell phone getting stolen.
Besides your cell phone getting stolen.
Off the counter.
So tell us what that first day looked like after we closed.
We had so many people, so much business, and we honestly did not know how to close out the register. So we had to call in a friend who owned a business. Actually, it was Kathy Hadley. Her mom has a booth here. We had to ask her to come help us to close our register because we had no idea. We were so focused on getting open and what we were going to do. And then I remember sitting down finally after weeks of work and everything, and I think it was a Saturday night. I sat down, and I won't tell you where I was, but I sat down and I was like, that was a rough day. And then I was like, oh no, we have to come back. It starts all over tomorrow. We have to do it again.
So the thing of it is that we have never ever run a business like this. So
Retail.
And so we jumped off, we went to the cliff and we jumped off the ledge. So we're not going to let us not knowing how to do something. So sometimes we have to learn how to do it on the fly. And that was part of it. And so within like 2 weeks, we had so many more customers that wanted in that in 2 weeks, we had 119 people in our thing. Today, we have over 200 vendors in here. But we're always changing, and that's the key to any business. You can never get comfortable doing what you're doing because I believe that people will get tired. You have to offer more services, just more of everything. So we're going to go into that a little bit later as well. When I say we're changing all the time, we are changing all the time. This is a new room that we have just created, and we're trying a lot of different things. We try to improve on our services as well, but we even changed the color of the lights to see how that would look so that we may go change all the lights in Miss Lucille's. We still have the great music in here, but we have vendors from all over the place, from Indiana, Illinois. We have people from East Tennessee. We just attract a lot of different vendors, and so we're trying to make this a destination place. And Dan, what kind of vendors can they expect to see in this section?
You know, you might see some people have moved over. You might see some different things that people have come in. We've got some new talent in here, but we've got people that have expanded into here. It's just beautiful, but that doesn't mean to say that Miss Lucille's is not beautiful as well.
Not only is it a beautiful section, but we're going to connect this to the rest of our businesses through this doorway that we have. And so when you come in from the City Forum or one of our other businesses, you will come here and you can come in here and shop, but then you can exit this way as well. So we're trying to offer more checkout services so that our lines are not long up front because during Christmas and they're going to get really long. And so we're trying to improve as we go. We're always, like I said, we're always changing, and I love to change. So this is what you have to look forward to.
Let's walk this way, just kind of turn this way. So this is the doorway to the rest of the warehouse. And so this will be an entrance into Miss Lucille. So this is going to connect Acme Athletics. So if we're hosting a volleyball tournament or pickleball, they can come in here because we have the coffee shop. They can come in here and get coffee. We've got the City Forum. We've got Dock 17. We've got Varsity Pens. So everything is connected. So of this 300 plus square foot warehouse, you can access the whole thing. So it's one big entertainment center in Clarksville.
Now we're going to take a little walk down this aisleway just to show you some of our new booths that we have. As we walk down through here, you'll see our different booths, and it goes into a dead end right now, but we have future plans to expand this and make it a full loop.
As you see the doors, we went to some local, next town over, architectural salvage places to find that door and the door that you'll see at the very end that we just showed you. So we are always trying to find really cool doors, accessories, and things for Miss Lucille's.
Now we're joined by our beautiful daughter, Luci Armitstead. She is thus Miss Lucille's Luci. So you kind of get where the name came from. Plus we have 4 other grandmothers named Luci or Lucille. So there's a long history of Lucille's. But today we're joined with her and we're going to talk about what she did in college in just a minute and where it took us as well. But again, I say we're always changing, which is a great thing. So when we first opened up, we had all these people coming in and we thought, they would always leave and say, oh, my sugars are getting low or I'm getting hungry, but we'll be back. But we noticed they were never coming back. So Dana, tell us about the idea of the cafe.
So my idea was to have a concession stand with nachos and hot dogs right over there where the bathrooms are. And Luci was at Belmont, and she was like, I don't think that's the idea. That is not going to fly. And so she came up with this cafe idea, and that's what it all turned into. It did take a minute. It took us till 2013 to get that off the ground and going, and then there were more ideas that came after that spun off after the cafe. But now the cafe is a Southern inspired menu with lots of different sandwiches and soups, and just a really good Southern flair cafe.
And if you think change is easy, it is not, because when we came to do this, we had booths running down through here. So when I asked somebody to move, it probably took us 6 months to get everybody moved, because it's like me asking them to move their house, because they took pride in their booths. And I had to go back, and to do this, I had to rebuild a lot of the booths ourselves and make them better for them, to entice them to move, and then give them rent and a whole bunch of things. So this is all Luci's fault, and we're going to let her tell us about her project here in the back as well. You know, working with these two ladies is almost impossible, but I take a lot of sacrifices, and I do it anyway. So when I say I want to build something or come up with a project, I build it, and then they come in and they make me look like a magician. But to make me look like a magician is so hard, because everything is a detail, and I'm not a man of details, but they are. So when they design something, if you'll take a quick look at these doors through here, everything is a detail for them. So Luci, tell us what's behind these doors, what was back there previously, and how it came about.
Yeah, so I was a junior in college at Belmont, and one of our classes was called Venture Launch. And so we had to fictitiously create a business and then launch it with all the preparations that it would actually take to make a business. And so I, at the time, was engaged, and there wasn't a lot of wedding venues in Clarksville. And so one of the businesses that I thought that our city would need is an event venue. Clarksville needed a wedding venue, and so I chose to create a wedding venue for this class. And afterwards, we thought, okay, well, my dad said, I'm not going to buy you some land, but I have a piece of the warehouse that we can make it into.
But you wanted a barn situation.
Yeah, I wanted a barn, because that was the thing. I got married in 2013, and that was like the rustic, like Dad just pointed out all the details, like it's all barn wood, and you know, that is since out of date. Yeah, so we're about to redo it. I did. I cringed when you showed the doors, because I'm like, oh, they're kind of out of style now. So, woof, there will be a lot of details coming soon to this hallway and in the space below, or behind us. But yes, so in 2020, we decided to shut down, or 21, I forgot. During COVID, we had a ton of events cancel on us. And so we looked at the books, and we had 4 events total. And we said, there's no way that we could keep going like this. I think people just stop planning things, and we just decided that we needed to move on with something else. And so we shut it down, thinking that we were going to do a school, and that didn't proceed. And so we thought, okay, well, we can extend our cafe from what it is now to back here, and then we can start a general store in there. And so I think that's what we're about to show you, some of the new details of the upcoming cafe.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our present cafe, we're going to move it back here to what used to be called the Bell Hollow, which was Luci's event center, basically. And so we're going to make the cafe our new coffee shop and food to go, and there's going to be a wide array of stuff in there. So sweets, and it's going to be our sweet shop. And so we're excited about that, but we're going to make this part back here our new cafe. So we're going to take a quick peek of what it's going to look like. And it's not finished, but that's we don't mind showing you the before and after. So hang on, and here we go. Okay, so now for our new venture, the cafe. Luci, tell us a little bit, because you are the major player in this game. So tell us what inspired you and what's going to be here.
Well, a lot of Pinterest boards inspired us. It's kind of hard to take the Bell Hollow, which was a wedding venue. It was mostly rustic, like we said earlier, It was kind of barn themed. You can see the trusses above. And to turn it into this cafe, we wanted to make sure that we kept the intimacy almost of like, it was just like quaint feeling the cafe was in the original space. And so coming in here, we wanted it a little bit brighter, more windows, cleaner looking, so less modern. It's kind of almost like French bistro, almost less rustic, but still with that vintage antique vibe.
Our hope is for it to be as intimate as the cafe. This is a much larger space, so it's been very hard. I will give all the credit to Luci. I've helped with colors, I've helped with a few things, but Luci has really been the mastermind with all the things in here. She's done such a fabulous job. We want it to not feel like a vast space, like a really large restaurant. We want it to be quaint. So all the little intricacies, like that's why it's taken so long, because she's so particular.
Okay. No, it's because Dad gets off on different projects and priorities change. And so y'all haven't given me any time over here. If you want to talk about family business,
Right.
let's go.
So this is part of doing the family business. These conversations do get like this a lot of times, but they're very productive because at one point, somebody came to us and they wanted us to do a reality show because of all the businesses that we run. And this is true fact. And
Not your average family.
not your average family.
K-N-O-T-T.
But the reason we did not do that is because Luci is such an amazing designer. She is the best I've ever seen at doing what she does.
I roll again.
And then there's me, the builder. So even in this space right here, when we first did it, Luci said, well, I want a brick wall here, and I want a brick wall here, and a brick wall here. And I'm like, Luci, are you kidding? Can we not just put up fake brick? No. And so we'll get into an argument. But they're healthy arguments. They're not, sometimes she cries, but...
Not recently,
That's
but what he's trying to say is I would have been painted the villain in this reality TV show. So
Yes.
he denied it because
I denied it.
He needed to protect my sensitive soul.
But that's okay. But then she comes in and says, okay, Dad, because it doesn't take good photos on the brick, can we paint all the brick white? So this was another change we did. I was like, Luci, this is beautiful brick and you want to paint it white. So we did, but she always wins because it's always, our quality keeps continually going up. So when we show you this space right now, that's the reason we want to do this is because, guys, when you're doing your own business and you're creating your own business, not only do you have to think of things like this, but this costs money. So here I go to the bank again. So don't think that I'm like got all this money or our family does. We have to go back to the bank and pitch them the idea and say, this is how much it costs. This is how much money we think your revenue we're going to create. This is what we're planning on doing, because we have to be very smart about borrowing money in today's age. So we want to make sure that it's going to be effective for the community, an ad needed to the community, and a niche. So that's what we're doing here. So we want to show you what this room looks like now and how it's going to end up as well at a later date.
Let me preface, it's trashed right now. So
It's under construction.
I cleaned just recently, actually, so it looks a lot better than it did.
Anyway,
So here,
Go ahead.
we'll take a look. Yeah.
so
This is a sneak peek.
this is my mother. Her name is Shirley Lucille, and she is my daughter. The L-U-C-I part of Luci is from the Lucille. And so she claims herself as Miss Lucille. So this is Miss Lucille. This is a picture of her that we had someone do from high school. And Ivan, he's our artist that did this mural, and he did a beautiful job. She hasn't seen it yet, so we're gonna have to keep this undercover.
So now you've seen a little bit of our cafe, of what it looks like now, and then you'll have to come in. But things that we're going to change about the cafe, we're still going to have our same great food because we're known for our food, but we're also going to be adding some things to our menu. And down the road, breakfast will be one of those things. So we're excited about that, but in order to do all this, we had to add another kitchen. So in this kitchen, we had all this room, so we thought that we would not only add our kitchen for Miss Lucille's, but also do a prep kitchen for all of our restaurants on site. And also we're going to be rolling out a new catering to go. So now we're going to take a quick look into what our cafe, kitchen, prep, catering, kitchen looks
Area.
like. Yeah.
And I will say, before we step in there, that Trent has spent numerous hours sitting and drawing and trying to figure out how to best make this space work. It is very large, and the capacity and what we can do is going to be incredible. And so I give him credit for laying
Oh.
on.
Wow, that's the first.
Hey.
She's not a very encouraging type person.
I feel like
we
you
got
need
this on film.
encourage yourself. You know you did it.
So let's go take a look at the kitchen. As we're stepping into this kitchen, this part right here will be Miss Lucille's. This will now service our cafe. Before, up in our little cafe that we have now, places you got to run all over the place. This is going to be much more organized, so we'll be able to get the food out a lot quicker and serve more people as well.
And when we made Miss Lucille's Cafe, we had this spot and we just started putting stuff in there, and it was not organized at all. So you learn from your mistakes. If you're starting a new business, you always learn from your mistakes, and that's how this was developed.
Now we're coming into the part. This is going to be our centralized dish room, where all our dishwasher will be here, and we'll take care of the dishes from Miss Lucille's, our prep kitchen, and our catering kitchen as well. As we walk back further, this kitchen is about 5,000 square feet, which is crazy, but we expect to do big things. So as you come in here, you'll see this big hood here that's coming up, and all this equipment will be under here. This is where our catering kitchen will be. Now, we're not really going out catering per se. We're just cooking food for the DIY people that want to do it themselves. So we're going to cook it, then you can display it however you want to. It could be from parties of 12 to 15 to 200 or more. We can do it. Okay, this is our last stop. When we created Varsity Pins, which is our miniature bowling, our duck pin bowling lanes, we thought this bus would be cool, and the bus still is cool. We're gonna make something different out of it. But we wanted to serve like tacos out of the bus. Well, that didn't go very well. So we ditched that, and so we left the bus in there. We're gonna make something cool out of it, but we now have created a kitchen here just specifically for Varsity Pins, where we'll have a pizza oven and we'll have fries, and we'll have more bar type food for that area. So this is going to be our dough room, where we make all of our dough for our pizzas all over the building. Again, this is the Varsity Pins kitchen. The reason that we're doing this video is to show you kind of the mindset of our family on what we're doing, how we're changing. We're always changing, trying to better our services, our performance, our food, everything about us. We always are trying to go the extra mile. That's one of our slogans around here, is going the extra mile. So when you see this, know that when I'm talking about Who Dare Go There and opening your own business, we are still continuing today to do that and change. So we just wanted to give you a peek into Miss Lucille's alone.
You did so good.
Thank you. That's part of our encouragement right there. That's it, guys.
Oh, yay.